All right, so in here we've got a very large ghost knife. So I'm gonna try a new thing out. I think I'm a genius off of Dean's genius. And I can just go like, okay, there you go, you're coming out. All right, the day we've all been waiting for. We're moving Ladybird. If you don't know who Ladybird is, she's my other Maboo puffer. Originally I got a trio and they all fought. So Murphy, we kept him, he's in the store. And then the other two we sold off. One of them that we sold off, the person had to move and gave it back. And it was like, I don't know, like this big or something at that point. And since I wasn't working at the store, I really missed having a Maboo puffer. So I brought it home. And then after a while, my wife started taking care of it, and now Ladybird is huge. Yeah. Behold Ladybird. And, oh yeah, that was one thing I was gonna do. We'll cut here in a second. I wanted to measure her while I still can, because she looks way bigger than the 230-gallon aquarium she was in. It was 30 inches front to back and 7 feet long. She might look like she's like this big, but let me grab a tape measure. So, a reasonable, like, if we're including all the way to tail, is about 19 inches. Try and lug this thing up as safely as I can up that ladder. That's one of the problems with a 700 or 800-gallon aquarium.
Oh no!
All right, that's good. Puffers can't be out of water. That's why I'm doing this with all this water in it. I'll move this top a little bit. Even the tops on this thing are heavy. Oh no, a piece of duckweed. Keeping duckweed out of this fish room, even though it probably wouldn't survive in the 800-gallon, but. Easy does it. Here we go.
Easy peasy.
I'm sure she's moody. The water parameters weren't the same. These water parameters are better than what I have in my house. For her, it was stressful being in that container, the drive over, all of that. So easiest thing is get them in temperature controlled water, let them move around. Big fish are prone to hurting themselves if they try and jump, or will start splitting fins and things like that. So and hopefully she doesn't go on a warpath and eat all these rosy barbs that I want, because I've tested her with rummy nose tetras and she loves them and that's fine. But I have no idea with these barbs. So hopefully they'll leave her alone as well, which I think they will. All right, so in here we've got a very large ghost knife. From what Robert tells me, this will be the second time I own it. We got rid of it when we redid some tanks in the old fish room. So now it's getting its third life here. Temporarily, it's gonna go in this 40. Long term, it'll go in a 230 once we move Ladybird. So it's pretty sweet though. It's not the biggest one I've ever seen, but I'm definitely putting a really cool oddball tank together to go with my super rare eel, my ellipsifer eel and stuff. So go in, guy. There you go. Hopefully he'll find his little cave here. Let's put a couple plants in. ABS pipe like that, so ABS sinks right away. You can buy something like that for like $5 or $6. We use it for plumbing anyway. This is what we use in quarantine a lot when we bring in these cave dwellers, because it's, if you go to catch it, you just pick it up and then you just get a net super easy. So he'll probably get a name, honestly. Like, I don't know what he's gonna get yet. Maybe you guys can come up with some good ghost knife names, but I always end up choosing to be like, oh yeah, that's Steve. So I've been having troubles filling the fish room. And what I mean by that is I have 55 ponds, which my fish room only had 10 before, maybe 12. I want to do mollies because my water is harder here. So I ordered 14 varieties of mollies and they shipped 4. Black Lyretail mollies, so they're gonna have a nice portion on the top and the bottom for the back. So I'm gonna try a new thing out. I think I'm a genius off of Dean's genius. It's this right here, this paint strainer. We use it for fry, but instead of using a net, I'm gonna use this. And I also have the Aquarium Co-op test strips. If you don't have those, by the way, they're super awesome, and read the reviews, but 200 for 17 bucks is amazing. And they're super duper accurate. At some point, I'll put out a video that shows you all the test solutions. I had Dean with digital meters and all of that, but in my opinion, they're the most accurate on the market currently. Like, it took me years to do it, so just know that these are awesome. We also have ammonia ones. I'll be using them today in some of the stuff we're doing, but I'm gonna grab my bucket. All right, so for these guys, we're gonna put them probably down next to some guppies. Technically, guppies and mollies can cross. These guys will be able to get some sunlight, which coming in from the skylight, so I think that'll help grow some algae for them. You can see my water is harder here because you can already see all the deposits. All I do with these guys when I import fish, or you order fish online, like this is what I would do if I was ordering from Aquahuna or Aquabid or any of those, is I do this method. This is usually a net, but I think I can just put all the water right into here. There's a little bit of blue gravel that they put in for, so there's those guys, and then I can get a good look at them too, which normally I can't do this with the net. So it's actually a better system. You can see how long some of these, they're a little bit underweight because they haven't been fed in probably a week or more. And what my goal is, feed them up, quarantine them, all of that, then pick the absolute best males and females and breed them for my own store and just see what we can make. So, and then you're just going to start looking at them in containers and things like that. And the only thing these guys want, they want hotter temperatures, which I won't be giving them because we're not heating the room hot enough yet. But there's this guy, or this girl probably, with way too much gold on top, like the undertone gold skin or scales right there. I think that could look really cool long term. So, but yeah, we'll try not to put the blue gravel in here. We'll just let these guys out. You can see there wasn't very much poop in the bag. They do water change these when they land in the country for me. Maybe Dean's been doing this the whole time. He never shared that tip with me, but this seems amazing. One of these, pH here is about 7. No chlorine. We've got medium buffer, and we've got hardness, real hard, right? So I'm digging that. Now you already see I got this label wet, and one of the good things about the Aquarium co-op strips, you don't have to worry about that. Every single one of them come with its own laminated sheet to compare to, so you don't have to worry about getting wet. You know, I won't even usually measure. It's just enough. Like they can go, mollies can technically go full salt water, but something like that, just even those 3 scoops, if we go and put some other fish in, we'll probably see a little bit of pH change and that kind of stuff if I give it a mix. I don't have the meds here yet. I'll bring the meds probably tomorrow. If I had the meds, I would do it right now, but we only change the water once a week currently. The meds will be just fine to dose that way. So these ones right here, these are all like a gold form of molly with the red eye. They might be called dragon bloods or, you know, obviously stressed out right now. I've got panda guppies right here that we moved from the old fish room, so not too worried about them jumping across or anything and can, you know, possibly cross-contaminating and ruining the lines. There's the fish. We'll go ahead and move that right here. Look at this. There's, well, one, looks like might be a dead fish, but there is a platy in here. So I would not have caught that normally if I was doing the net. So this system's already kind of helping a little bit. It's the card that lets you know, you can reference what you ordered. You're wanting to jump though.
Plus it looks like a legit fish farm when you do it like this.
It does kind of look like that. And I can just go like, okay, there you go, you're coming out. And we can leave the ones that are the stragglers, right? The ones that are going, I'm not feeling so well after transit. They can stay in here. And like if this guy ever comes back alive, he's breathing really slowly. If he comes back alive and thriving, we'll see it in here. And he's still gonna get filtered water, he's still gonna get meds, but it'll be real easy to remove if he didn't make it. I try to move them, if I'm moving with a hand like this, I try to move them with water in it so they're not, you know, too out of water. Like this guy is a little, you see how he's kind of a little lethargic? I'm going to try to leave him. So that's one that we would be watching to see how do they do long term. And you know, you see here like this might be, you know, 150. I have to look how many were actually in here. You can already see like just from doing this, the ones that were upside down have already righted themselves. This is one of the reasons why I work so quick to just plop and drop. Because if you're, like let's say there was a bunch of ammonia in here or something like that and the water they were in or the meds were too strong, this is a very small shipment. If we have 10, 12 boxes with 4 or 5 bags in each one, it takes hours and hours and hours to do this. And if you're acclimating, it takes all day, all day. So this, I really like this system. I think we will implement this at the store. So if you're a store owner and you're watching, go ahead and feel free to utilize this system for yourself. But look how good this looks so far. Like these guys are gonna look amazing when the sunlight hits them. We're here late, not late, but you know, after normal work hours, putting fish away. this one oddball. I gotta have like an oddball. My guess is it's a teacup platy. He gets a whole 100 gallons to himself for today. Like I've got the red teacup platies, but they're not the wag, where the wag means they have the black tail. And so I don't want to mix them with the ones I have because then it'll change the way mine look. I love learning. That was amazing. Yeah. Well, maybe I'll just put these guys on the other side. They're sailfin. They're a little bit marbled and stuff, so I'm going to want to select to get the black out of them probably. Well, that's all of them. Oh, one made the jump. Calm down, buddies. I can smell the ammonia in that one. That one you can smell, yeah. You know, these ones might be the gold, quote unquote. You can see the kind of the gold scales to the sides of them. This guy's, and they're all sailfin, so they have the really high fin on the males. Like this guy's got a lot of orange on him. You can see that. You see all the extra orange he's got? Beautiful. He's got a lot. So I would be maybe selecting that as one of the breeders that will stay. And then maybe someone who doesn't have that kind of color, like this male right here. This male right here, even though it's the same strain of fish, that fish is nowhere near as good as this guy. So that's what I'll be choosing, you know, probably 2 or 3 breeder males, and then 4 to 6 females, and let them breed out in a pond like this. So I'd have to catch them all out in a bucket, and I'd be doing this top-down view just like this to choose what I would want to breed long-term. It's always a sad day. You know, we got, like in this order, we got a batch of Rominos that didn't do well, but all the other fish did pretty well. This viewer question comes in from our stories. If you're not following our stories on YouTube, check them out. They're little clips that we do. George Qua asks, how did you meet Dean? I met Dean at my store. I had seen him around our local fish club, the Greater Seattle Aquarium Society, many times. I was too intimidated to talk to him. He was able to breed anything under the sun, and he knew everybody because he's been around for a million years. Eventually he wandered into my store because Dean visits every store he's ever seen on the planet, and he asked if I wanted to buy some fish, and from that point on we kind of built this relationship out because I think we found that we both really like fish, we both like breeding fish, and we're into a lot of the same things. So it's been a great friendship, and I encourage you, check out his fish room over here. It's a great time, and I look forward to hanging out with Dean, and hopefully you do too.